8th, maybe? Oh, no, that was it. Just those.
So are we gonna do the one for then?
For the 25th?
Yeah, we're gonna do it or no?
It was held by
Yeah,
the
yeah.
group, so really we
Yep.
were just hosting facility.
Melissa, next time you do agenda for next regular meeting,
Yep.
put me in for some stuff on the transfer station.
Okay.
Okay, well, it is 7 o'clock, so I'll call the meeting to order. First on the agenda. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we have Joe Marco, myself, Edward, Amy Freak, and Melissa. Yes, all in attendance this evening. First thing we've done is to look at the minutes, previous minutes from the 27th, which were approved. So those can be kept in the file nicely.
Signing one or just sign one? Yeah.
Yeah, just to sign that one. And we have meeting minutes from earlier in October to approve. I think you've got copies there as well. I'm gonna look at the 11th first of all.
There's the 26, sign that.
Do we all have different ones? We should all have copies of the same.
Yeah.
So these ones are all signed.
Yeah, we're just signing the one copy of each one.
Yep. Okay, I do not see any changes that need to be made to the October 11th meeting minutes, so I would entertain a motion to approve.
Make a motion.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So you want us just to sign this one right now then?
It says draft on it. Is that
Oh,
helpful?
gotcha.
Wait till she gets it right.
So I just put a note on it saying it's approved. Now to look at October 17th. making some transfer for next week's agenda on this one. But again, I don't see anything that needs changing or correcting, so I'd entertain a motion to approve Tuesday, October 17th, select board meeting.
Your turn.
Make a, what do I say?
Make a motion
Make a motion
to accept.
to accept?
Yep.
Okay.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So, you know, it's simple enough.
Yeah.
So the 17th is also approved, but I scribbled on this one, so I've got some notes for next week. And the 25th, as this was not our meeting, we do not need to have the minutes.
Thank you for doing that. No problem.
Yes. It's one thing that I wanted to add to the website was the information on how to submit comments, because we are in the 45-day period on that.
Did you get a chance to put that card on the website?
I haven't, I'm still learning how to put the stuff in.
Okay.
I managed to get Brenda Williams' name added to the zoning board, but I still need to get in and get title edited and stuff. It's a matter of, okay, I look at the information that I need to add, then I go through the pages of the tutorial to say how I get there. So it's a slow process.
Oh, you're supposed to be an expert, bro.
Not that program, it's brand new to me. Okay. A new list of the select board meeting dates for 2023, so you can have those for reference. Also posted out there underneath the 2022 ones. Charlene has given us the town budget update, which is through yesterday. So,
You got one for me?
well, I thought I had you. There's yours. And there's your stuff. Pardon me. So we have some stuff to look at there. I think I just run down through some of the stuff. Sewage disposal, Pinnacle Road in Croydon. Have you heard anything on this one or know anything about it?
No.
Okay.
Oh, is that JP Morgan?
Douglas Gamby. I'd like to get the proper card on it before we do much else.
What is this? What do they do?
Yeah.
Septic design
144.
approval.
I think that's, I'll get it. I think that is, I'm sure, Alan.
Do you want me to get the property card?
Oh,
Or don't?
no, I know who this is. Yeah, I'll grab it, but I know who this
Okay.
is. I was trying to figure out who it was, 11.
Oh, yes. Tax collectors, land use change tax warrant. I signed it, so you signed it as well. That came from Christie. That's just giving her the authority to bill them for the land use by taking it out of current use.
Okay.
Go to sign that one. Couple things came in the mail. The Census Bureau is looking for someone to complete the survey that's here by, when do they want it done by? Oh, December 20th. You want to crack doing that?
What does that mean?
Well, you're gonna go sign in on a authentication code. What's that? Right there. Basically, you follow the instructions on this and sign in and find out what they're asking for questions. At this
Okay,
point,
all right,
go.
absolutely.
Health Trust sent us a postcard saying the financial statements and reports are available from them. and it's time for us to sign the renewal with them. This is kind of just a placeholder because we don't have any employees getting the health insurance, but this keeps it so that if we do need to put somebody on health insurance, we've got a plan already in place, and we don't have to go through the whole process of getting them to the rest of it. So I'll take care of that, signed and sent in. That won't be a big deal. What'd you find?
Well, I found that either this is wrong or this is wrong. One of the two.
Okay.
So, dig and see which one's which. Map lot.
Map 11, 144.
It's 149 Pinnacle. These are the people that own it. Those names are not on this.
Then we can sign it.
Nope. I need to find out. Okay, let me put these back.
144 Pinnacle.
See, the number, the map number and the address match. That's where I'm thinking the
But
problem.
the name doesn't.
Right, that's where, well, the address is 144 and the map number is 144. I don't believe that to be actually correct. Let me check the map. And see if they did.
And just a housekeeping thing from New Hampshire Municipal. When we do any legal inquiries, they create a file and emails and everything else. And periodically they go through and purge their files. And we have the option to get them to have or delete them. So I opted to have them send it to us. This is from some stuff quite a few years ago. This was 2012 and it goes back to 2008 and stuff like that. So it's just historical information that is not meant for public consumption because it's it falls in the lawyer-client
Right.
privileged information. So I'll put it in with our information from that. I was hunting for all salaries that people get. So I contacted Angela and Melanie and then found out basically whoever does the vouchers usually has the information. So at this point, Charlene has that information. So I need to get it off the computer so we can start sorting through in the budget and figure out where the things go. I expect next week we'll be able to do some more work on the budget. I've got a copy of our MS 636 is what Bruce put out in the first place last year, so we can compare that.
Okay.
Along with one of our town reports that shows the breakdown of our budget. Let's see. We've got other items to talk about on that, the Hanson Bridge. I have not had any additional new information from them regarding it. Joe hasn't either, so that's still to be held on with the budget. I've still got the breakout of what we spent, and I'm still waiting for some of the vendor payment requests that we typically get from the ones from visiting nurses and so forth. And I think Joe was looking into some of that to find out why we had two different organizations.
The one I called, there were 4 residents that were serviced last year, and he's gonna give me a call and see what their schedule is for this. They did service 4
Now,
residents.
that was for.
That was the one from Dartmouth.
Oh, so,
The new one.
right, gotcha, okay.
Just, there's like 3 hospices that service the area, Beata, Sunapee, and then the other ones.
Yeah.
3? I didn't realize it was 3, because the only ones that have requested funds from the town are Lake
Maybe
Sunapee.
Beata hasn't had
And it's
anybody.
the Visiting Nurses Association.
Yeah.
So this is the first time Dartmouth has sent us a request, so we'll have to assess how much we want to spread the wealth around. So that's I can hand that back for Christie. We've got a few more bills that came in. And the bill for the roof on the shed up at the transfer station, $750. It looks nice, and it looks like it's gonna protect it pretty well. And talking about the transfer station, Carl gave me all of the dates and how many people were there. Because Charlene was asking me, did we want to continue Carl on Wednesdays? And at this point, the numbers aren't dropping off. Because on Wednesdays, we're seeing 45, 33, 40, 42, 47.
Consistent.
Somewhere in the mid-40s consistently. In the middle of summer, it started jumping up.
Right.
But, you know, at
No,
least, and Carl been keeping a pretty good record of all this stuff.
Yeah.
He only missed one date and stuff, so I think that was pretty good. So if you want.
Oh, no, I've seen it.
Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah, I see it all the time. I get those, and then I get his plotter cover that says when he calls to get stuff picked up.
That's the frustrating thing, that they don't respond very well. Trying to get the stuff brought in. So what are we gonna do with this one? Figure out.
I need better information because none of these names are on any of those property cards.
Okay,
So they need to either, and what bothers me is 144 Pinnacle, but the lot number is also 144 Pinnacle, which doesn't make sense.
no, that doesn't. I did get notification from, the, county. The deed has been registered for the piece of property that Scott Drew purchased.
Cool.
So I've got to contact him and make sure he fills out a form that the state also, but they wait until the actual deed has been registered, and then they want information from
Yep.
him. Here's the bills. Biggest portion of this meeting was to make sure we caught up on stuff that we hadn't gotten done because of the election and the hearing, because those happened to fall on our Tuesdays.
Right.
I talked to Joe regarding the Barton Road Bridge.
Brighton.
Brighton. Pardon me, I got it written wrong. He hasn't heard anything back from Hanson, and I need to try to get in touch with him.
Right.
How do you like these LEDs right above us? So, shall I would entertain a motion to purchase more LED bulbs for the rest of the room.
I make a motion, we save money by purchasing LED bulbs for the rest
And
of
we
the
have
hall.
better light too.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So I'll take care of ordering those and getting them put in, because these are some I had from
Right.
and it just worked out perfect. I had them, and, you know, it makes a significant difference. The other thing I'd like to discuss is some solar LED fixtures for outside the front of the hall. We may do at election by my bringing in an extra plug-in, but it is quite dark out there, and with the one light that's on a timer, all of a sudden it goes out.
Right.
What do you think? We have to do one or two fixtures, or should we put one fixture up and then put some on the railing so it shines light right on the steps?
Oh, you can put them on the post, upright post, you can put the ones that shine
On the tops.
down.
Yeah.
Shine down.
Well, I
on the
don't want to
steps.
do too much to the steps because we're going to redo
Oh,
them
that's
next
Yeah, we
year.
have a
That's
bid
right.
coming in for those.
So I'm thinking probably two on the building, just to throw general light for now. And then once we get the new steps built, then we'll figure out exactly what we need to add to that at a later date.
Make sure we get We don't want to blind people as they come.
No, they want to be aimed almost straight down so that it doesn't blind traffic. Because one thing that really irritates me is on 89 coming south.
Yes.
Yeah, Whaleback has that one light on their last building. And
Yes.
the first time I saw it, I thought somebody was coming down the wrong side of the road.
Yeah.
So I'm about ready to write a letter to DOT and them. But back to this. So I'll look at getting some fixture designs and prices, and then we can look at which ones we want. We've been using some at the Craft Studies building up in White River, and those seem to be a little bit on the lights, not enough light. It's good for where they're using them, but the design that we're using up there is a solar powered, motion sensitive, so it comes on and it stays on for a number of minutes, hours, whatever. It also has a remote, so you can set it up to go different times and stuff. And it can either go all night, which I don't agree with. I figure if nobody's going to be there, let the motion sensor pick up and stay on for X amount of minutes. And then it's very beneficial for anybody coming in. Trimming the branches off the maple,
Done.
that's all done. That's beautiful. And it sounds like Joe's going to come over.
Yeah, we're gonna move the memorial to the center of this.
No, I think it's from talking to Charlene yesterday. She's concerned that,
About the plate.
yeah, it's very thin, and if the rock gets crushed at all, it would level and crack it. So, plus we don't know if there's any cement underneath
Yeah.
it, because I'm afraid if you put that just out in the lawn, it may just sink. But at least.
Well, that was her idea to put it there, so.
Yeah, so get the rest of the oak tree pulled out and the lilac bushes.
Yeah.
And then we'll, in the springtime, put some material down and then just some mulch of some sort. And that'll be pretty much cleaning that up. She's also advocating that we take down the white bulletin board little mounting thing that doesn't get used. And I've also had her order a new signboard out front because it's getting to the point where even the lips where you put the letters are fracturing off so quick that stuff won't stay, and most of the labels are pretty well broken. So that takes care of that. The abandoned vehicle is still up on that Pine Hill.
I gotta come to Kukowski about it.
Okay, so
Did you say you were going to call? I'm sorry.
Kukowski.
Thank you.
I'm not sure of the actual pronunciation. State.
yeah, I'm not sure if it's Kukowski or Kokowski.
Yeah, I can't remember
Something like
which.
that. Yep. And then I watch a regular meeting.
Okay.
And okay, well, I'm getting to the point where I'm ready to ask because my list I put on was pretty well set. I had one more question for Melissa. Do you want to start learning the voucher process from Charlene? Okay, so I know she's here on Tuesdays, but not every Tuesday. So if they check with her, there's one Tuesday a month she deals with taking her mother to different places and stuff. So if you'd check with her and work out a time frame, that'd be great.
Okay, first off, did you get my message to your other half while you were driving about Joe's fuel card?
Yes.
He's been asking about that for.
Yeah, I called them today, and I think things fell through the cracks both between myself and the DOT because I knew I'd sent the stuff in and I knew who I dealt with, but that person and the other person that was working in that department have retired.
Oh, cool.
So they're in the transition period of training new people. In fact, I just got an email from DOT saying, oh yeah, if you need to contact us, here's the new people to contact. So I called them today. One of the new people answered, and she wasn't quite with it, but one of the older ones was still in there helping train and stuff. So they did some research, and for whatever reason, the stuff I sent in never got processed or anything, and never got issued a card or anything. So they sent me the forms to fill out again, and then I can scan them and send them in electronically this time, which will be a lot better. That way we'll have a record of when I put it in and so forth. So that's in the works.
Okay, I will let him know. Second thing I have, I believe we should do a 91A3 based on C for harming someone's reputation, and also L to relay attorney information.
Do
It
you
won't
want
take long.
tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this has to be done tonight.
91, 3A, colon, C, I believe it is.
Yeah, that's the defamation one. And
Right.
L is conveying information from attorney, written or oral.
Yep, so, okay. I'll have to probably rewrite it for you, but I'll make a motion to enter non-public session based on 91.3A colon C, and need a vote from the two members.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, okay, we'll go into non-public session at 7:27. And then, as soon as we can, we'll be back out and go back to public session.
I wasn't checking anybody's page.
You guys are looking all around there.
Making sure my microphone was still giving the audio. That's all I was doing. In case anybody wants to say it. All okay.
Thank you for being willing to tell me the big blue thing.
What did you think my thoughts are? Or,
A lift that you said.
yeah,
Yeah.
got it. No, I do quite a bit of it at work over the years. If you ever need anything along that line, you can always.
Usually something stupid.
Yeah, well, can I guess what it was? Can I guess what it was?
What did I say? Did I say something was beeping or?
It's usually out loud. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Everything stops.
And then the worst part is the beach, just had the beeper off. The one tire beat is a little low, sing for hours.
So I got and it was still beeping, and it was low on radiator.
Okay.
They gave it to me low on radiator.
Who was done that?
I did.
The one in Claremont.
Because you don't think you have to.
All of the things add fluid, but don't add too much because it'll expand, so I'm sticking my finger in all these. It worked.
Oh, boy.
But that, they gave it to me and they dropped it off the day early. And I said, are you coming back to give me instructions? And they said, oh, no.
They kind of figure you got somebody who knows what they're doing.
They knew I didn't, and they were gonna show me the day they were supposed to bring it. So he's telling me over the phone.
Oh, boy.
Scott hit the fire, he's trying to sell.
Oh, really?
He's actually, he's just.
You guys, look, one of them's stubborn, is that the guy?
No,
It's the other guy?
probably a sweater,
There's two guys.
old. Okay, I stopped in and see once a year just because I read it from him. I remember the days when he'd say, yeah, it's not good this weekend, $200.
Oh, there you go.
You know, he doesn't do that anymore.
No, he did tell me, he goes, if you get it, because I needed to hurry up and finish in 3 days, which I couldn't, because I had stripped and stained my entire log cabin by myself. So that was, so he's like, if you just don't get it for another day, pay 300 more, and you can get it for a whole week. I'm like, oh, that's a.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, basically.
Some guys won't tell you that.
Oh, thanks.
Back around in 3 days.
Yeah. Of course you can.
Do it for a week.
Because something always comes up mid-project.
Like rain, one day it rains.
Yeah.
And
Right, right, yeah, one day every month.
You find more reasons to use it. Once it's there.
it was $14.90. With the.
Things are wrong. But, yeah, I remember when it'd be like 200, about 250 a day, or you can rent from the beach for $600. Like, I mean, by the time you got.
Yeah.
I run the excavator, I call him, I say, Scott, you excavator rent this week? No, come pick it up, $200, you pick it up. Take it for a week, bring it back. Never worry about hours. Never, you know, no safety.
Yeah.
Oh,
There wasn't much to care about.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, unless they already had, somebody planned on renting it, that they needed it for, whatever. It's getting used. Yes.
I won't say I'm jack of all trades, but I know my way around the office.
Did they discuss at one time, something about like fixing people? I thought there was a few discussions on seating their radius or something.
There was. It was, 2 meetings.
Didn't they like come down, like, I thought they said the final agreement was something like a week or something like that, so they can still see each other. See this?
That was Joe James who suggested.
And at 7:34, I will reopen the public session. And the first thing that we need to deal with is a motion to seal or not seal the minutes of the non-public session.
I make a motion that we seal the minutes to the non-public session until it's resolved.
A
second.
Okay, I hear a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So unanimous on that. So, okay. That takes care of that issue. Even if it's ongoing,
It's handled.
right, it's done right. All those minutes are taken care of. So, what I have next, if you have anything more?
Nope.
Do you have anything? Nope. Anything from the public?
I have a few things.
Okay.
So one is I was asked the board about apparently at some point, somebody's asked the board, discussed with the board about the speed of traffic going by the school during drop off.
I think you can answer the question the best.
I am awaiting in the next week, the gentleman from DOT is gonna come out and do GPS settings on it to finish the approval that we have to have from the state to install the speed relay sign. I am in touch with 2 companies for it's basically gonna be a sign, it's a school zone, 25 miles an hour, whatever, and then have LED lights around it. Below it is gonna be one of those little, this is your speed signs, and the little red and blue flashing lights. Shotgun's gonna come out and blow the tires. Well, I wanted, things I wanted to discuss at the next meeting is, let's want to look at it a little bit, I'm still waiting on information. We need 2 of those signs for the post, one's gonna be down here, one at the other end. And I also have the guy working up a price on a small portable, one that can be cabled to something, operated, everything's solar, so we don't have to worry about power or where it needs to be or anything. Because it's something that's needed. Yeah. A lot of
Can I ask a question? How do we as a town reassess the speed limits in certain areas?
We
Because the
can't do anything on this 10, and we can't do anything on Turnpike. But
amount of
all the
kids
other
is
ones we
triple.
can do.
How many kids we have down there now? It's insane.
Already,
Yeah, the whole,
Well, the problem with state, getting them to reduce the speed is they would do a traffic survey. And there's a possibility that based on the average speed, they may or may not make changes.
oh, I can tell you what, they're gonna make some changes.
Well, I mean, it's something
It
we
is,
can
it's
apply
drag
to.
strip.
If there's enough interest in doing it, we can do it. 10 and the Turnpike are the only ones we don't have control over.
I mean, one in 15 cars actually stop for that stuff.
Well, when they take, I'm not kidding, last
Whether there's
winter,
people coming through or not.
right at the end of Turnpike,
Okay.
last winter, 2 cars came around to go up and they drag raced from the stop sign past the church. I mean, this is the type of thing that we're dealing with.
Yeah, I'm hearing that, but
You can put all the speed limits you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't enforce them.
Unfortunately.
In the meantime.
Even if there's
Well, we can when we get the cops to sit there. The problem is getting them to sit there.
They won't, because they don't feel the revenues there.
Right.
But
Well,
they
we
don't-
can actually get that's been the problem the whole long length of time with enforcing the period. We can pay the county hourly to have an officer sit at specific places and stuff. That way they're not concerned about the revenue and all that. So there are options we do have for enforcement.
Previous, it was grant money, the radar funds or the radar things, but you're not gonna get that reimbursed or whatever through the state.
Well, it's still an hourly to get it to be operated, whether the radar gun is granted or not, because we don't need the gun. The actual operation of the gun is where the enforcement comes in. We couldn't get that done either before,
So the
So
problem is that somebody on the turnpike, where you're talking what's happening, like at the church or something, they'll stop them for, they see the cop once, they'll stop them, and then the cop's not gonna be there, they're
and they're
gonna
gonna
Yeah.
come back.
But there's those same idiots out there that are doing it all the time.
Well, yeah.
People don't respect their neighbors.
Well, they know it makes me mad, so they do it even more.
Yeah, I can care less what they
Come on.
do once they hit the highway.
Yeah.
If you're driving through there.
Well, Lebanon's been facing the same problems. That's why last weekend they were putting.
Oh, they were hammering.
Last week, they stopped people and most of it was just warnings.
Yeah.
This week, they're not being so nice.
Oh, I agree, they shouldn't.
No.
Give them a warning once and then, hey, you're still doing it.
No, we
This
went
is
up-
a constant problem across the state.
Oh, yeah.
We're battling what everybody else is battling, so we just need to try to find out how. we can get-
Biggest thing is if we can get time so that we can say to the officers, yeah, you sit here between 8s. Like I'm trying to get them over on Cash Street, but I got it narrowed down between 6 and like 8 or 9 for the bad ones over there. Trying to get some, and the 2 on Park are simple, they're school hour numbers. But I got their tags, so I'm gonna do them myself.
Yeah, stop by, hey, people are noticing.
Well, 6 residents on Park and will sign a complaint, which the cops will follow through with some of the signs, they don't even have to see. If you want to sign a complaint that somebody's speeding and you have the information, they'll do it.
Yeah, if they know people are watching that, probably help a little bit these days.
Yeah, and then like, like you the same, a couple of days, be right back at it.
Sorry.
So the next thing is, the question has been, is the board commented on the well proposal? And I don't believe that you have.
I
The
have.
board has not.
Because you've not met as a board, so if you did comment, it would be personal comments. Not
Right. And that's what they're advocating for right now. We are in the 45-day window for anybody to submit information to the DES regarding the well. The board has not done anything specifically.
Right. I mean, to be honest, the way it looks, it's going through no matter what we say. There's infrastructure money involved in the drilling. My biggest thing with it was he brushed over how you get well fixed if it goes dry. As you mentioned that it had to be monitored, then change subject. My thing is, if it's need monitored, then they have to do it. That's what I said in the hearing on the tape, part of the hearing. And that's what I'm gonna do for emails back in, everybody else should.
Mediation for the ones that are gonna be affected. If
Right.
they are, and it's gonna be the shallow wells.
Right.
And I think that that's probably gonna have an impact on anybody I've talked to in the well business said that it's not gonna affect our artesian wells.
Well, there will be
The deep ones, yeah.
one more hearing, and we should get some answers at some point back from them. We can also put together a list of the people that are like on,
Well, to hump everybody in
Camel
flats.
Top,
There's people halfway up Croydon Turnpike that aren't on the elevated part of the hill, that are on gravity wells. They're within 150 yards of the
But
river.
the claim was anybody on the opposite side of the river wouldn't be affected at all.
correct.
I had some activities where I sat right on the river, and I mentioned actually, he sounded like I might be one monitor, because he sounded really interested in my situation, because I have dug well in an artesian, and I'm directly on the other side of the river, kind of towards the upper end of the area.
Yeah.
So it kind of sounded like I might be one that they monitor, because they mentioned it. I mean, we were primarily running artesian, but we've always been able to hear, obviously, water the dug well all the time. So, but he claimed basically anybody, he says the river splits the water equal, basically. He says, anybody on the opposite side of the river shouldn't have any effect from as well.
According to their drawings and drain pan, the split with the river separating it is down there where the river turns sharply towards, like it's heading towards Claremont at the bottom. Up through there, even their drawings have both sides. And the aquifer that they're in taps in all the way down to Parkland, stops just right about where they're in the well. They're in the bottom end of that aquifer, and then it spreads out in a big funnel shape between Pennyroyal and Croydon Mountain.
Seems like it would.
Yeah.
That's why
I mean,
when I spoke to him at the meeting.
The whole thing I got from them is this is just a preliminary, trying to satisfy that nothing was gonna really change. And the other thing that I was pushing on is I don't think that doing the test in spring is a good thing.
No, I agree with that. I was gonna bring that point up actually.
I did. The last part of the hearing, I was the only one who stood up, but that part of the hearing, they actually recorded.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I was actually gonna say that, bring it the same point.
We're getting on the soapbox more than what we need.
Oh,
Because what the select board needs to do is find out if we need to submit anything special.
yeah,
Individuals have the opportunity now.
well, we need to let them know who's down there. I mean, yeah, but I mean, they need to get on, we need to get the list of everybody down there, no matter what kind of well they have.
Yeah, I agree completely with your question. In the springtime, plenty of water. Should be for everybody. So you're gonna do your test in the springtime, it's gonna be completely different. And
In August or September, it'll be a different number.
Absolutely. I mean, I've known the last few years, like I explained to the guy up there, like, this last few years alone, I've noticed, the river is more like a brook all the way through the summer. Even when we get rain, it may come up for the day, but that may be that, and then it goes right back down, like hardly any water going through there compared to, 4 or 5 years before they're planning to do it as well.
Yeah, that.
Okay,
Ag plates. Agricultural plates. I'm told I can't get them.
I heard you're cracking down more on that for some reason. For whatever.
What was their reasoning?
Charlie said I'm not eligible. I don't know what the stipulation is, it had in the past. My concern is I plow my road. I don't buy $100,000 truck to plow my road. I buy a $2,500 truck to plow my road. And when I'm done with it, it will not take your sticker because I'm plowing a mile of class 6 road. If I register my truck as a registered vehicle, which I had to the other day, it won't take the sticker. If for some reason I'm plowing on the road and I hit your vehicle, my insurance company won't cover it because I don't have a sticker.
Right.
Just asking.
I know there was some sort of, as far as I knew before, there was something about the amount of acreage you have and how many miles you drive for 2 means stipulations.
So,
And again, the other one was not on a commercial vehicle, which
I did want to argue, Sharon.
Yeah. No,
She said, we've been through this before. And I've had chickens so that I could have them. We heat with firewood off our property. Okay.
Wait, all these things count?
What's that?
All these things count?
I don't know.
Oh,
I know, I
have all that
too. If these were things that you generated or you get, so I was reading the state, and if you're a fisherman, you can even have aggregate place to take your boat to go fishing. I can't have aggregates to, I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers.
that's something we actually don't have any say in. That's all state and DOT as far as who gets what tags. But I would like to know myself. I would like to know myself.
There's a form I have to sign when I get them that I've done in the past.
Right, right. Yeah, no, I know all that because I mean, we do
I
ag.
didn't have.
We do ag inspections.
Some of those guidelines.
Yeah.
So it's just.
What I like about it is on an ag inspection, you gotta have a steering wheel, windshield,
And one brake.
and a light. Yeah, a brake. And lights, and that's it. You can have Fred Flintstone floorboards, and I still have to give you a sticker.
But four-wheelers can drive around,
Yeah,
okay? In theory, but in theory.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to get me this, I'm kind of curious as to why. That's all.
I mean, technically, the town of St. Gaston's is private road, you can do it and everything, but that still wouldn't help you in your situation with insurance or anything else.
Say something.
Yeah, that would have to go through.
town, so it's gotta be registered to be on.
I'm curious.
so ag plates.
Yeah.
So still have to get it through the state.
It all goes through state. We can't do anything about issuing a tag.
No,
That's all state. I'm gonna have.
That's also the reason why.
Yeah.
I'm curious about that.
They're not gonna have any more information than Charlotte.
She probably knows more than
Yeah,
that.
because he didn't. And she's not approving it, so.
Right.
Either way.
Had I come in when Chris was there, probably.
Well, another day.
And then Charlene will walk in.
So,
We'll come back tomorrow.
When you have 2 weeks.
so,
Yeah, I mean, I'll look into it just for curiosity, you know, because that's just done. I mean,
Can't see why you wanted to put that, like, just do that.
yeah.
Because, I mean, you want to plate on it, so like you said, you're covered by insurance.
You're right.
Right. So.
Yeah, because.
yeah, I see guys driving the Rugers. Cars.
and maybe that's why they're cracking down on this. Maybe people are taking advantage of it.
I get that.
There have been a lot.
Everybody has to.
I get that.
Yeah, they have,
Yeah.
there's a lot of commercial vehicles using them.
Yeah.
No, I totally get that.
And the same with
Antique plates, yeah.
Yeah.
That's got regulations as to how often you can drive it.
Yeah, and then we.
Oh, really?
So then you're only gonna get inspected every 2 years.
Taking so many car shows a year now. for like antique plates. You had to go to like so many shows a year now, and you can only drive so many weeks and out of the year, and like, I guess we'll be getting one of those.
Do all the plates live free or die? Because why do they keep adding rules to all this stuff?
Because it's
Most
regulated.
everything.
Your registration SLSP guidelines are the same as
Yeah.
inspection for regular vehicle. With the agriculture, ensure that there's not paying as much for the registration. I don't care if I pay the same money for the registration. I am looking to avoid having to maintain that vehicle as a new vehicle to plow the heck out of my work.
Yep.
I understand the whole
Absolutely.
concept of it.
Especially liabilities, like, I feel like you're coming up that hill, you're coming down around the corner.
So you're gonna look into that.
Yeah, honestly,
Okay.
just in my own curiosity, I know we can't do anything, but I'm just curious why.
At least find out what the specifications are.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because I don't know what was.
anything else? Well, thank you for bringing some stuff to us. You know, we'll have to look into a couple things here and go from there. Yes, sir.
If you're trying to save a little money on heat, I can see when I was outside, I can see in here from the bottom.
Door sleep, I probably.
Yeah, it looks like it's up on this side, more out.
You can totally see light up.
Yeah, for sure, so the door sleep probably would bear.
Well, I'll talk to Eddie, see if he can.
You're gonna say that, we'll throw one quick.
I missed a meeting or two, but has there been any work or development as far as the whole website or?
It's up.
The new website
We're
is
just
up,
trying to get information loaded into it.
and I'm in the process of learning how to edit it as much as possible. I believe we're gonna add a few other people slowly to also help do the.
Our meetings, times and stuff on there at least, or?
Working at it, because what we'd like to do is make sure all the boards have, at least right now, they've got the staff members listed that are on the boards. But we'd like to make sure the agendas can get posted in a timely manner so that people can see what boards are having what on the agenda, so you can determine if you want to go or not. And then get all the minutes back up and put on there, especially for the select board, because that's a requirement from the state. It's just taking a little while to get through it. It's a lot easier than it was before, I'll say that much, and it seems to be much more robust, but every time you make a more robust program, it takes a little bit longer to learn it.
Right, a lot more paragraphs to look into it.
Yeah.
It's just to do one simple.
Yep. But yes, I'm very happy that it's up and running at this point. It's a better system for us. Plus, Kim Burkhammer, who's volunteered to help do some of the town stuff, is now working for Lebanon. And as part of her job, she's editing their website, and it's the same
I was
program.
gonna say, it's a similar program.
So we're
Yeah.
working to get some additional people that either have training or are getting training as part of their job to help do it.
Yeah, the place we picked this time is, how many did you say? Majority of those towns are using.
Yes, when I started looking, there's the book we have that, shows all the contacts for all the towns. And I went looking at most of the websites, and a couple of years ago, there was like 6 towns in the state that didn't have websites. Out of the ones that I saw, probably 70 to 75% of them were using Civic Plus when we've gone with. Yes, so it's much more common use and everything, so.
A lot easier for people moving from town to town too, with navigating the site.
Yes, exactly. We don't have to have all the sites looking the same.
Right.
But the operation behind it is the same, so when somebody has to update names that are on a board, minutes, posting immediate news items, et cetera, like that, it can be done quite easily. Because what you do is you end up having like 1 or 2 administrators that have access to everything.
Right.
Then you have like our administrative assistant would have access to the select board and stuff like that. So she could put the stuff right on there as soon as it's approved, scan and put on, so it's nice. And then we're working to try to figure out what other forms that normally you get from the town clerk. We can post on there as well, so that they can be just downloaded, so you've got it all filled out by the time you even come in. So.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be a lot, anything's better.
Well, it's been a job bringing this town from the,
Dark ages.
well, I was going to say the 18th century to the 21st.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite that bad.
Yeah.
So, but it's definitely in the progress, and it's much easier to deal with. And hopefully we'll, you know, I'm trying to get in there every couple of days to update some stuff and add stuff. Plus just learn.
More.
Yeah. Yeah, the basic education for editing was a 2-hour Zoom meeting.
Just for it.
So just for the beginning, and then the little printout of all the pages that you use, basically it's the tutorial and the how-to section is pretty complex. So
I can imagine.
So I'm thrilled that it's got that much information. Plus, during the daytime, and it's a fairly wide daytime hours, we just call up and get info or email, and their support is very good, because I was having problems election day.
Oh,
So, okay, I'm here, what the heck, I'm working on it.
okay.
I sent them an email. Less than 2 hours later, I had a response and a correction on what I needed.
Nice.
So that made me feel much better about it.
Well, knowing the response time is there.
Yeah.
Awesome, good to know. Heading in the right direction.
Anything else? If not, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. Your turn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And next meeting is the 22nd. Next week. This was just to kind of fill in, try to get paper